Hello everyone. This is Sudhir, working as an assistant professor in Department of Civil Engineering at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. Today, I am going to demonstrate about the experiments regarding the Venturi meter and as well as orifice meter. So, coming to this Venturi meter and orifice meter, they are termed or they are also called as flow measuring devices in a closed pipe channel. So here, coming to those experiments, we can see physically here, this setup consists of two parallel pipe connections in which they are going to be operated manually, and at a single stretch, we can operate for a single experiment since it is a parallel flow. So if you want to operate for the Venturi meter and if you want to operate for the orifice meter, one valve has to be open and other valve has to be closed. So here you can see this is the Venturi meter and here this is the orifice meter. And coming to the setup or the apparatus that are required for the setup of calculation of this discharge through the Venturi meter are, first of all, we require a source tank in which it supplies some water to the pipes. As it is at the lower elevation, it requires some pump. So it will give you some external energy so that in order to lift the water at the required point of location. And hence, this is the one pipe in which it is connected with the Venturi meter, and the same flow of water has been diverted and it is connected to the another pipe, that is orifice meter. And we have another important point, that is the collecting tank, in which the water comes through either orifice meter or Venturi meter will be collected in this tank, and the level of the water in this collecting tank will be measured with the help of a piezometric scale which is attached to it. And the most important common point or the apparatus which is required for the continuation of this experiment is the U-tube manometer, differential U-tube manometer. So what is the basic use of this U-tube differential manometer? Now come back to this, either orifice meter or Venturi meter. Here, if you are going to take the Venturi meter, and it consists of basically three parts. So the first part is called as an inlet, the second part throat, and the third part is called as a converging section. So here, those three parts are having the different diameters. So what is the inlet? Inlet is also called as a converging section. Inlet is also called as a converging section. So, and the throat is having the constant diameter, and the diverging section is also called as an outlet. So if you are going to take the converging section, the word itself says that the diameter of the pipe gradually decreases. So when the diameter of the pipe gradually decreases, automatically there will be an decrease in the pressure. And coming to the diverging section, when the diameter of the pipe gradually increases, the speed also decreases and the pressure increases. Hence, we can observe that there is some difference of pressure at the inlet section and as well as at the converging section. In order to calculate the difference in the pressure, we require the U-tube differential manometer. So basically, U-tube differential manometer is the one in which it is required to calculate the pressure differences between two points, that is at either at the same elevation or at the different elevations. And coming to the orifice meter, it is also the flow measuring device. It is the one in which we are going to consider like a small circular plate which is in concentric with the diameter of the pipe. Means the diameter of the pipe and as well as the diameter of the orifice plate are going to be coinciding. They are in the same line of axis. So in concentric with the diameter of the pipe, we are going to create some obstruction. We are going to create some obstruction for the flow of water. And hence, automatically there will be a difference in the pressure due to that obstruction. Again, that difference in the pressure is going to be calculated with the help of U-tube differential manometer. So in the U-tube differential manometer, we can have different types of the liquids. Either it may be water, or it may be some other type of the liquids such as CCl4, that is carbon tetrachloride, or the mercury, or any other liquids which is having high specific gravity than that of the liquid that is flowing through the pipe. So with this just basic introduction, let us go to the demonstration part of our experiments, that is Venturi meter or as well as the orifice meter. In both the cases, the working principle is the same. That is, these two devices are works on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. And coming to the principle of both Venturi meter and orifice meter, it states that when a liquid is passing through a differential cross-sectional area, the pressure difference occurs, and that pressure difference enables us to determine the discharge through the pipe. So therefore, these two devices are called as a flow measuring devices. And coming to the experimental part, first of all, we should ensure that there are no air trap in the case of supply channel, that is the source tank, and it should be completely filled with water. And if required, priming has to be done for the pump. So after the priming has been done, then we need to switch on the water, and when the water is going to start flowing through this pump, it will be starting flowing through either is one of the pipes simultaneously. So when the water is flowing either through Venturi meter or orifice meter, then we are going to calculate the pressure difference with the help of this YouTube differential manometer. Then coming to the orifice meter, when the water is flowing through orifice meter, the pipe or the valve that is connected to the Venturi meter pipe should be closed. And here in this case, in the case of Venturi meter, here we have the connections, that is the tappings which are connected to this YouTube differential manometer. As the flow is going to flow through this pipe, automatically, since due to the obstruction that is present inside the pipe, and hence there will be a pressure difference. Why? Because due to the difference in the cross-sectional area of the flow, and that pressure difference we are going to calculate with respect to this YouTube differential manometer. In the YouTube differential manometer, we are going to calculate two values. What are those two values? That is H1 and as well as H2. Okay, that is H1 in the sense we are going to calculate the pressure at the point H1, and we are going to calculate the pressure at the point that is 2, that is called as an H2. Okay, the difference in the pressure H1 minus H2 is going to be considered, and this formula and this value is going to be used to calculate the amount of water that is flowing through this pipe, or simply it is called as a rate of flow, or as well as called as a discharge. So here, in order to calculate the discharge, again we need to remember there are basically two different types of discharges are there. One is theoretical discharge and the other one is actual discharge. Since there exist some differences between theoretical discharge and as well as the actual discharge, and hence when we are going to calculate the ratio, there exists some differences. So the ratio between the actual discharge and a theoretical discharge is called as coefficient of discharge. So the aim of this experiment is to calibrate the value of coefficient of discharge. In terms of the efficiency, we are going to calculate. In other words, if you are going to take the calibration, it is also called as an efficiency of the efficiency of those devices. So generally for the orifice meter, it will be in the higher values. It will be ranging from 0.95 to 0.98. So as an average, we can take it as in 0.96 or 97, we can take it. Then coming to this orifice meter, it will be ranging from 0.65 to 0.7. And as an average, we can take it as 0.68 or something like that for our calculation purpose. Then, so each and every apparatus is going to be having the same theoretical formula also. So what is the theoretical discharge formula that is required to carry out this experiment is that the Q theoretical is equal to A1 into square root of root 2 GH by A1 square root of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, so what is meant by A1 and what is meant by A2? A1 is the area of the cross section at the section 1. Since it is a circular pipe, we can calculate the cross-sectional area of the section 1 very easily. Similarly, at the section 2, calculate the area of the cross-section, and hence we can calculate A1, A2. Okay, then after that, what is meant by H? That is under root 2 GH, we have a term that is called as an H. H is the that is the differences between the pressure difference between two points, that is 1 and 2 sections, and this can be determined using the YouTube manometer. Here one thing you need to remember that if at all, if there is any difference in the liquid of that is flowing through the pipe and as well as through the that is the liquid that is present in the Venturi meter, we need to apply the correction factor. we need to apply the correction factor with respect to their specific gravities, and then we are going to calculate the value of the corrected H, that will give you the corrected pressure difference between the 2 points, that is section 1 and section 2. Once if you have the theoretical discharge, keep it aside. Then coming to the actual discharge. The actual discharge we are going to calculate with the help of this collecting tank. So we are going to calculate this theoretical discharge. That is, we have a formula, that is A into R divided by T. What is meant by A? That is area of the cross-sectional area of the collecting tank. Cross-sectional area of the collecting tank. And the water that is coming through either venturi meter or orifice meter will be collected through this pipe in this tank. Okay, and then we are going to have the cross-sectional area. Then we require some volume of water. Since it is a volume, it can be multiplied with A into R, that is area into height. So where we are going to take the height? In the piezometric pipe, in the piezometer that is connected to this tank. So here we are going to have some fixed level of water, either it may be 5 centimeters or 3 centimeters or maybe 10 centimeters, which depends upon the experimental setup. And that R value we are going to take it. Then we are going to calculate the time. So here we can say that the volume of water being collected in this tank highly depends upon the opening of the valve. That is the pressure we are going to create it. If we are going to have the more pressure, then for the time taken to fill 10 centimeters gap will be very short, and vice versa. And hence, when we are going to operate these valves, automatically the time is going to be reduced. And therefore, we are going to calculate the time for every 10 centimeters rise with the help of this stopwatch. And once if the time has been recorded, we know all the other parameters, that is area of the tank and the R value, that is rise of the water in the collecting tank for every 10 centimeters, since it is a constant value. Even area is also a constant throughout your experiment. Then only the variable in that experiment or in that part is that the time taken to fill for the R centimeters, depending upon the depending upon the position of the valve opening. And therefore we can calculate the A into R by T value. Once if you know the Q theoretical and as well as the Q actual, therefore we can finally conclude the coefficient of discharge by taking the ratio of actual discharge over theoretical discharge. And if the procedure is repeated for 4 or 5 cycles, then we will have CD1, CD2, CD3, CD4 and CD5. And once if you take the average, that final value of that is the final value that is obtained through the average of all those values will be taken into consideration, which explains the coefficient of discharge either for venturi meter or orifice meter. So the experimental setup may vary from lab to lab or from experiment to experiment. And also it is to note that the dimensions of the venturi meter and as well as the orifice meter may not be a constant. It depends upon again the setup of these apparatus. So this is the procedure which demonstrates for the determination of the coefficient of discharge either for orifice meter and venturi meter. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.